Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on our planet. My name is Rhoda Aglago. Thank you for joining me on Love, Forgive, Live podcast. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Thank you for being amazing, amazing fathers and being role models for your sons and daughters, teaching your daughters how a man should treat them. I, for one, I'm very grateful to have a daddy who just adores me and my brothers and my sisters, doted on us and made us feel like we are royalty. And I am grateful for that. Daddy, thank you for never giving up on us when we do silly things and rebel or think like we want to do things on our own. And you always give us a chance to do what we think is right for us and find out for ourselves, and then we come back, and when we come back to you, you always have your arms open and listening to us and telling us that we are your favorite. Of course, I know you say that to everybody, but still I feel like I'm the favorite. I'm the firstborn, of course. Anyways, as far as I'm concerned, you're the best, and I keep running to you for everything because I can't think of anything else or anyone else. You taught me to be strong, positive, and always look to the best outcome of everything, no matter what is going on with me. You've always taught me that. I remember one day I came to you whining about something, and you told me the whining is not going to help me solve the problem or the situation, but if I take the time to slow down, calm down, then I'll be able to come up with a solution. That stuck with me because I realized that any time I start whining about something and going on and on about not being able to complete a task, I remember those words that you always taught me, that there's nothing impossible. Calm down, breathe, and you'll be able to figure out what to do. And everything is possible. Thanks, Daddy. Love you. Okay. Today's topic is very important. I think it's important because I was confronted with the topic. So I thought, hey, gonna deal with it. This topic goes like this. Actually, it's a form of a question, and I'm going to try and do my best to answer it. Now, just like a student, I'm learning about our world more and more. So give me the chance to express what I think is the right answer. And based on what I know thus far, I know I don't know everything. This topic goes like this. What do you do with an idea that just occurred to you in your mind? Occurs to you in your mind, and you don't have a clue as to what to do next or what to do with it. This is how you tackle that. First of all, it's very important to realize that ideas come and go. The difference between you and the person that actually ran with the idea, made something out of it, and grew something out of it, and created something beautiful out of it, is the fact that that person took action. They took an action quick. They didn't slow down. They didn't ask questions. They just said, okay, that's the difference between you and the other person. There's nothing different. Some people say, oh, that person is working harder. No, it's because that person took action. Everybody works hard. When you conceive of an idea, The difference between you and the next person is that that person actually acted upon it, took action. Action is the first part. So first of all, always understand this or remember this. The idea that occurred to you would not have occurred without the universe already having a plan, a completed outcome of the idea. Therefore, this is what you do with the idea, because guess what? The universe has already seen the end result, has already made plans for you to begin the steps that will allow you to receive what it is that you want, and you've cultivated in your mind, or the idea that popped in your mind, how to make that possible, how to make it a reality. The universe has access and knows what it is and has already seen it. Now it's up to you to begin to bring it into life form or into the physical. So once the idea comes in your head, believe this, recognize this part, that the universe has already seen the end result. That's why the idea came to you. The result of what you thought about, how it's going to come about, who is going to come through, what it's going to look like, has already been done. It's up to you now to begin to do the work it takes, or what it takes to get it done in the physical. And there's actually steps to this. We all dream. But what do you do with it? How do you cultivate this? How do you harness that idea and make it a reality? A physical reality where you can touch, feel, and see. That's what this is about. I'm going to give you the steps, okay? Number 1, harness that idea. That means write it down. Ooh, I can't say that enough. Write it down. Write it down, write it down, write it down, write it down. Get a journal, an exercise book, a notebook. I think sometimes you can even get those presentation boards. Yes, presentation boards. Write them down. If you don't have a notebook, you don't have any of that, presentation boards. Get some tape, put it up on a wall, write it down. You must be able to see what you're writing down. Make sure it's there for you to see it, so that daily you're able to see what that is. You need a reminder, because we human beings, this is what we do. I know that I do that. Out of sight, out of mind. If it's not there for me to see, I'm not going to be thinking about it. If it's not there for me to be able to understand what is going on with my mind, as I'm seeing this thing in my mind and thinking, how am I going to do this? Write it down. First thing, that's number 1. Write it down. That's how you harness that idea. Write it down. I know I'm repeating myself over and over because I cannot stress on this enough. I've heard too many people say, I have this idea, but they don't write it down. And it's just a music in their mouth. Words. Write it down. There's a beautiful thing that happens. The action of you writing it down is literally connecting with your mind to make it real, because you're writing down something from somewhere in your mind. Number 2, take steps towards it, or about the idea by looking for what it is. That is, begin to create the idea. Draw it. Research it. Start looking for something about it. Create a picture of it. Something. I don't know what it is. If it's an object, begin to do that. If it's a person, describe that person. What qualities you want to see in that person. Because guess what? The person exists. The object exists. The items exist. They exist because the universe will not give you these ideas if it didn't already exist. That is the key. Understand and believe it that it is possible. You can have that. But begin to describe. Write it down. Draw it. Take the steps. Research it. Is there anything similar? Is there something, it could be that some parts exist and some parts don't exist. It needs to be created. Start taking steps towards that. Number 3. As you take the steps towards it, have faith and trust that everything will work out. This is when and where a calm mind begins to take hold of your actions. Let me repeat it again. This is when and where a calm mind begins to take hold of your actions. You become totally convinced that you are on the right track. It's amazing. The moment you start having that level of faith and calm and believing that everything will be all right and it'll work out, something powerful happens in your mind, your subconscious mind. It begins to search for ways that this will work out for you. It's powerful. But you got to do this. If you don't do this, I promise you, you're just wasting your time. Literally, you're wasting your time. You'll be going around in circles for years and never getting anywhere. And that's what happens to a lot of people. Some people don't get here because they get stopped in their tracks. They start, well, that's kind of fantasy. I don't believe in that. Well, you know what? It's amazing what your subconscious mind can create. You have that ability in you. Every human being has that ability already in them before they came to the planet Earth. So use it. Why waste it? Why doubt it? Use what you were given. Use that to create. You have access to this powerful intelligence. Tap into it. It's like, for example, you walk into a room and there's for lack of a better word, I'll use the word a mainframe. This mainframe, because I'm not an IT person, that's my limitation in terms of IT knowledge. This database of mainframe is there. It's like a powerful brain. And whatever you want and need, ask the question. But then you trust that this mainframe, this device, this global device, or whatever you may call it, has access to all of that for you. So you ask the question, and you know surely you will get the answers. But then you choose not to go there, but walk around the building, walk around this thing that will give you the answers, and decide you're going to find it somewhere else. And you're still not finding it, but you're still convinced you're going to find it. That's what we do. When we choose not to have faith and believe that we can have this, and it is possible, then we begin to create stumbling blocks for ourselves. You literally block yourself from your idea. You do. You block yourself from creating what it is that you want. Because you have chosen not to have the faith or the belief that it'll be all right, or not to convince yourself that everything you're doing is on the right track. What a waste. When you do that, it does not help you. Number 4. Number 4 states that, or I came up with, you begin to have visions. Visions that become a catalyst. Here's the thing. Woo! Big visions that become a catalyst that keeps you going, even though others do not see what you see. Even though all the people around you, they do not see what you see. However you see it, in your mind's eyes, you get excited. Every single time you try to see the object or the person or the thing, whatever it is that you're having in your mind, you get excited. That excitement, that mere excitement of that thought is powerful. Let me explain this. Vision. When you envision what it is powerful. When you begin to envision what that is, there's something incredible that happens. Nobody can take away from you. Learn the art of visioning. I'll say it again. Learn the art of visioning. Visioning, because when you envision what you see, is powerful. Sleep envisioning that before you sleep. When you awake, envision it as the first thing in your mind. Throughout your day, any moments that you're not busy, spend at least a minute or two and envision that. Because visioning is amazing. Because guess what? It all happens in the imagination. So all that stuff you're seeing in your imagination and doing with a person, talking to them, allowing presence, that visioning is amazing. Give yourself the chance to dream, especially the daydreaming. That's your imagination. Put it to work. Put it to work. Because guess what? Once you put it to work, whoo-hoo, I cannot say enough. It's unstoppable. And you will become incredibly happy about how much you begin to see. Because no matter who you are, your imagination is a powerhouse. Your imagination is where you become more than what you see in the mirror. Your work that you do in imagination. I have a friend. When she imagines, she told me, Schroeder, I could be gone for 3 hours without even knowing it. 3 hours. And she said, I literally play house. And I was like, you do? She said, yes. Literally, she plays house. She said, the way she begins her visioning is powerful. It's complete. is complete because that's where she wants to be. That's where she knows she is. Visioning gets you excited. That excitement is amazing. That excitement is amazing. Number 5, we are going to put the visioning into a real test now, in reality, in our physical world. Remember, it's already exists in the universe. It's already complete and yours. And you have faith that it is possible, and you have it. Now we're going to put all that together in number 5. Now, whenever you try to think, imagine this thing, you literally have to put your 5 senses to it. This is where the practice comes. Daily. I don't care how long it takes. Some people say it takes them 2 weeks. Some people say it takes them 5 weeks. Some people say 21 days. Some will say 2 or 3 years. It doesn't matter though. You got time. Be relentless, because this is where it all comes together and you begin to see it take form. This is where it begins to take form. Number 5. Now, whenever you try to think about the object, the person, you literally put your 5 senses to it. What are the 5 senses? I'll go through them. 1, see it. Sense number 2, smell it, or smell. So the first senses of the 5 senses is see, smell, number 3, touch, 4, number 4, taste, and number 5, hear. And this is how I'm going to tell you to practice with this. Every morning when you wake up and you want to envision, you're envisioning your inner imagination world, your inner mental world, and you're seeing, you're visioning this. Now this is how you're going to put your five senses to it. See the thing as though it's real. See it in its complete form, as though it's real. See it. What color is it? What height is it? How wide is it? How small? How big? How bright is it? How dark is it? What is it that it is you're seeing? See that. Put your senses to it. So the first sense of seeing. The second sense, smell it. How does it smell like? Does it smell good? Does it smell funny? Does it smell like a flower? Does it smell like a perfume? Recall the perfume in your head. What does it smell like? Smell it. Does it smell like the sky? I don't know how the sky smells like, but some people will tell me. They think it smells like it. I had the child tell me that before. Does it smell like the lake? Or does it smell like how the ground smells right after rain? I remember this when I was little in Ghana. One of my favorite things, as far as I can remember, now I left Ghana when I was a teen, but I remember, as far as I can remember, every time it rained and it finished raining, I loved smelling the ground. Please don't judge me for this, but that was my thing. When I was a kid, I would literally, sometimes I would take the soil and taste it. I know that this may sound disgusting to you, but it smelled that good to me. Or I'll try and get really close so I could just smell it. I just loved it. I don't know why or what, but I love that smell. As I'm speaking right now, my brain is flooded with that smell. It's one of my favorite smells. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But I always loved that. So, harness that smell. What does the thing smell like? One of my years ago, I was dealing with someone with grief counseling. I was trying to make them smell, create a safe place where they can see the person and be safe and not mourn so hard, but rather see them in a good light. And I remember telling the individual to tell me a scent that they can associate with that person. And this individual said, barbecue meat. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, it was barbecue meat. And this individual was very happy with that. And I was like, okay, great. And then the more I kept asking questions about it and allowing this individual to bring the smell, within seconds, she started going, oh my gosh, it's all over the room. That's how powerful you can allow your brain to do this for you. Your inner mental world can do this. Use it. It's yours. Nobody can take that away from you. You're not hurting anybody. It's yours. Touch. In your mental world, as you're seeing this, you've seen how the person or the object or the thing that you want, the height, the width, color. You have the scent already. Now you're going to touch. Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it cold? How does it feel like? Is it warm to touch? Is it dry? What is it? See that in your mental world. Do that. Feel it. Put your hands on it. Touch it. You're doing something powerful. Touch it. Close your eyes. So now you see what color it is, what height it is. You smell it. Now you've touched it. You know what the senses, the touch feel, how it feels upon touching it. Now is the other one. What do you taste whilst you're with that object or the person? What are you tasting? What does it taste like? Is the room salty if you're with a person? Is the room moist? Is the room dry? Can you taste it? Are you eating something whilst you're with a person? Is it a donut you're tasting? What is that? Is it coffee you're tasting? What is that? Put your senses to it. Use that. Children do this so easily, without a thought. They don't try to even, you don't teach them this. They were born with this. We were all born with this. But over time, we started losing this ability. Nobody was exempt. Everybody had it. We started growing and we thought it's childish, so we start removing the thought from us that we can do this. Use your given gifts. Use it. And of course, the last one, the last senses, is hearing. What sound are you hearing when you're with the objects, when you're touching tasting, smelling, hearing. What sound are you hearing? And when you're seeing it, what sound is it making? Is it loud? Is it quiet? Is it a whisper? Is it a music? Is the person singing? Or is the music in the room? What is it? Choose. This is in your inner mental world. It's your world. Create it. Whatever music you want to put in, whatever sound you want to put in it, hear it. Hear it so well that you can literally describe it. I wish I could write music. Sometimes when I hear the stuff, I wish I could write it. Sometimes I end up humming it. And people go, what song is that? I was like, oh, you don't know. It's just something in my head. What are you hearing? Is it laughter? Is it gnawing at the teeth? I don't know. Is there chewing? Is there water running? Is the tap running? Or do you see a creek with stones or rocks in it, and the water is going down gently, and the rocks are beating? The water is beating around the rocks ever so gently and making noise. Just me describing this right now, I could hear it in my head. And it's already very relaxing. What exactly are you seeing? What are you hearing? Or are you at the beach, hearing the ocean and seeing these big waves coming in and out, and you're trying to run away from it and not let it touch your feet, or touch your feet and then you run so you don't get engulfed by the wave? Put your senses to it. This is how you begin to have what it is that you want. When you hear the words that you must begin to have what you seek, have a feeling as though you already have it, as though it's already happening in the present tense. Not it is coming, but you already have it. And you are living in that experience right now. Then it'll become yours. Because our subconscious mind cannot differentiate that. That's how it begins to seek what makes it happen. Nothing is impossible. Create it. You have a given gift. Use it. Use it to the best of your ability. Use it to create. If it is somebody you want in your life, believe that that person already exists and go about living your life as though the person is already present. Have the feeling. Feel it in your heart. As you conceive it in your mind, feel it in your heart. Together is creating something powerful. The universe responds to that. It will correspond with you because it already knows where that is, what that is, and how it looks like. How it looks like. Excuse me. Make yourself readily available to receive what you already have. That is the faith. Some may call it manifestation. But oh no, it's faith. Because manifestation is the same as seeing it, believing it, living it as though it's already yours. It's already yours. Why do you doubt yourself like it's not? Why do you believe there's limitations and you cannot have it? Let me tell you something. What you seek is different from your neighbor. It's different from the person standing in front of you. So where is the limitation? Everyone has their own. The moment you begin to spend time and your focus and attention on someone else's own and you don't see yours, you have done a disservice to yourself, because you will be wasting your time and energy on chasing something that is not yours, whilst yours is readily waiting for you to rise up, to begin to envision it, to begin to do the work it takes in the inner world to make it ever-present reality. Knowing these ideas or these thoughts or these steps, my question is this: why would you wait any longer? Why would you allow someone to convince you, or you convince your circumstances as to where you're standing and say, it cannot happen? Why would you do this to yourself? Why would you block yourself from the peace of what you need and what you have? Why would you block yourself from being one with the universe so that everything you seek or ask is already given? Why work so hard and yet no result? Why believe you cannot have when you already have? Why would you wait any moment and not do this? Because, my brothers and sisters, every minute you waste in doubt, in fear, in agony, in disbelief, in anger, and denial, you literally slow your own joy. I'll say it again. Whilst you do all these things of doubt, fear, anger, disbelief, and feel there's not enough or limitations, you literally delay your joy, your peace, your understanding that the universe is not out to get you. The universe is not out to hurt you. The divine source, God, is not out to get you. It's not out to destroy you. It's not out to make you miserable. It's not out to make you never be happy or have joy. The delay is being created by you. Start. Don't wait a moment later. Start now. Become the person you know you have the power and the potential to be. Becomes the person that you were born to be. Step into it and know that it'll all work out. And when it does, you'll be happier for it. Your joy is going to be beyond you. Endless joy. You know, there's nothing more powerful than seeing an idea and then finally working towards it over and over, and then putting all your senses and everything to it, and then having it show up when it finally comes to the end result. The goal? Live in your end result. Be happy in that end result. Never mind what you're seeing. Even all you're seeing is a pin on the floor. Never mind. You can still see the full dress. If you're only seeing in front of you that, but the full dress is in your mind, you can see it all. Make the effort to do what you can and will. Nobody can do for you. That's the sad thing. Nobody can do this for you. Only you can do it for yourself. Nobody. I don't care who you are and how someone may lie to you and say, oh yeah, somebody will do it all for you. No. must come from you. It's from your head. The idea came from you, so nobody can do it for you. You can get the access to the people who can assist you in each step will come to you because the universe will provide. You know, the strangest thing is the universe is ready and willing to give you everything you need to make this happen. But if you don't have the faith and trust that it can happen and surrender your stuff to it. The strange thing is all you have to decide is what. The what you saw. The what you see in your head. That's all you needed. The where, how, who, and when. That's none of your business. I'll say it again. When, where, who, how is none of your business. Don't ask that questions. Your job is, I see this idea, I'm going to do it. And the other thing is, don't tell the people this. The only people that need to know this is if they are assisting you to make that a reality. They are part of the process. Meaning, for example, you want a certain furniture in your head. You've seen the furniture and you want to have that. This furniture, you begin to draw it, but now you need to go and get a carpenter. Maybe you're not a carpenter, you don't know how to do that. If you don't want to go and buy the equipment that will allow you to do the wood cutting and the hitting the nails and then sanding the wood and all that stuff, and you want to go to, let's say, Lowe's or Home Depot for them to do all those things for you, so all you have to do is go home and nail, take a hammer and put the nails in and all that. Yes, you would have to describe it to them with this. So I'm trying to create this, my picture I drew and all of that. And they'll be like, okay, we can give you all the wood that needs to be done. Those are all the only people that need to know. Everybody else doesn't need to know. If they ask questions, find something to say. Oh, I'm trying to do this thing. Oh, it's just a little hobby, that's it. They don't need to know. Nobody needs to know that business. Get it done. When you're done, I promise you, the end result will speak for itself. It'll be the best. You don't need to explain it to them when you're done. I'll tell you what, when I was writing my book, during the moments I was writing, I didn't really tell anyone or share with anyone until I completed my first draft. And even that, I think it was the third or second round of editing. That's when I spoke to my mentor, and she said, yes, I can speak. I should start speaking about it to drum up information for the book. So believe me, during the time I was writing, I didn't even realize that I'll be able to complete the book because I thought, I'm not that disciplined. I won't be able to pay attention and focus for that long. But I did it. That's the goal. Do what you need to do. I could, believe me, people who know me be like, oh, Lord, how should I pay attention and long enough for a whole year to write anything? But it happened. It's possible. So allow yourself to do this and grow and surprise yourself. You'll be glad for it. Thank you for joining me on Love, Forgive, Live podcast. I appreciate you. This coming Tuesday, I will be doing a live stream on Facebook at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you join me. And I'll be talking about shame and guilt. And then I'll be able to announce the webinar that I'll be starting in July. All right. Thank you very much for joining me. Love you all. Have an amazing week. Take care. And of course, if you want to write to me at love, forgive, live at gmail.com. Let me spell the email again. LUV, as in Victor, the number 4, give, GIVE, live, LIVE, at gmail.com. You can email me if you want to get signed up for the podcast. Sorry, for the live stream. No, I mean the webinar. What's my mind? Sorry. For the webinar on forgiveness. Send me an email and I will put you on my list, and when I start, you can join, and then we will be able to do the work. It's going to be a 6 weeks workshop on forgiveness. Forgiveness is pretty intense. It's not easy. I get that. However, it's important to recognize that it's a key element in our own salvation, our own peace of mind, and our own health. So we must do it, one way or the other, because it's a gift you give to yourself, your own freedom. It has nothing to do with the other person. We'll talk more about it. So for that, I'm very passionate about forgiveness because it is something that I know opened a lot of doors for me in my own personal life and with people around me. And I can't say enough about forgiveness. Forgiveness is such a powerful, sacred thing to do. And once you do it, it changes your outlook on life. It changes your outlook on what you perceive as a reality, or even on your own needs. So it's very important we learn how to forgive and let go. So this is what is going to be discussed in the webinar, and eventually we can learn more about getting ourselves healthy emotionally and psychologically. I look forward to seeing you guys on the live stream on Tuesday at 8:15. And like I said, I'll be speaking on shame and guilt. Shame and guilt, they walk together. So I'll be speaking about that. And hopefully we learn something. I learn from you and you learn from me. And then we'll be able to share what we need to do to not allow shame and guilt to ruin our lives. I aim to make sure that my brothers and sisters are equipped with the information that they need to be the healthiest person they can be and live the best life that you deserve. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Bye. And of course, love you all.